Over the last few days in the readings in the Gospels, we see Jesus healing. And today we see him not only healing, but raising from the dead. And it's, if you like, the story around the healing. We all look at the healing, that's okay. But it's what? The implications of the healing, what it means to the society, the group looking on. A couple of days ago, he healed a leper who came rushing out to him as he passed by. Now, leprosy was considered very contagious. It still is in the world. And so the people with leprosy are more or less banished from the town. You know, we've all had a bit of lockdown and quarantine here in the last few months, but it's nothing to a lifetime of like banishment from the town, from their families and so on. And so the fact that the leper, first of all, had to overcome that courage to get through the crowd to reach Jesus, meant he had a deep faith, a deep belief that Jesus would and could help him. Because many would have said, go away, get away, you know. And then we see Jesus touches him and heals him. And again, you don't touch lepers because of the contagion. I remember in Sierra Leone where I worked, and my last mission, every Saturday, the lepers in the area, there was about 40 of them, used to come to the mission, and there's a tablet which, if you take weekly, it stops you being contagious, but it tastes foul. Most of them will say, right, just spit it out. I tried one day, terrible taste, but it works. And so the incentive is if they come and get their tablet every Saturday, they also get food for the week, and they get some, toiletries and other bits and pieces. So they come and they sit around, and while the St. Vincent de Paul and the Legion and the clinic staff were giving out the tablets and making sure they took it, what's standing over them, I go around and I greet them all, and you shake, well, so often they didn't have any hands to shake, but you touch them, pat them on the head or whatever. And it was after some weeks and that one of them said that was the most important part of the day. Not the tablet, not the food, but the fact that someone actually approached them and touched them. I hadn't realised, then I realised the story in the gospel and the significance of it. So Jesus touches the leper, and in the old days, you then had to go into quarantine to make sure you didn't have the thing, but So Jesus is stepping over that barrier. And then we have the centurion. And the centurion comes to plead on behalf of his servant. Now we don't know who the servant is, or what faith he was, but the centurion was a Roman, an officer in this occupying army, hated by the people, and he, because he was a soldier, the emperor considered himself a god. Their worship was the emperor, a human being, which made them anathema to the Jews. And yet this man faces all the scorn that the people would have had for him as he came forward to Jesus to plead on behalf of this servant. And his pleading was effective. And interesting, this non-believer gives us a prayer we still say today in the Mass. Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, but only say the word, and my soul shall be healed. And so he gives us that beautiful prayer. And again, his faith and trust and confidence in Jesus. And here we have a man pleading on behalf of another, and Jesus responds to his pleading, responds to his request. Encouragement for us to pray for others. Encouragement for us to approach the Lord with confidence and trust. And then we see the old lady today, who's had this hemorrhage for years. And again, I'm not worthy to speak to him. But if I just touch him as he passes by, if I just touch the edge of his cloak, I'm sure he'll help me. And he does. And he says, who touched me? And everybody says, you mad? Look at the crowd. And he says, no, somebody touched me with faith. They didn't just touch me, she touched me with faith. And she comes forward. And he says, your faith has made you whole. How strong is our faith when we approach the Lord? And finally, again, the synagogue official. Again, a leader, a spiritual leader in the community. And the spiritual leaders saw Jesus as a threat. So this man had to overcome his own sort of embarrassment, the mockery of his people around him, to step up publicly and say to Jesus, help me, my daughter's sick. And when they come and tell him your daughter's dead, his reaction is, oh, well, let's not waste time. Jesus said, no, have faith. And now we see Jesus raising not just the sick to better health, but a dead child to life. And, again, the humanity, the caring. Get her something to eat. She must be hungry after this long sickness. Yeah? So, not just curing, raising from the dead, but caring about the little things. The child must be hungry. Give her something to eat. So we see that caring in Jesus, turning no one away. And as his disciples in our world today, we too should be as caring. We too should turn no one away who needs our help. Let us be good disciples of Jesus.